Hello everyone and welcome to Study IQ. I'm Dr. Mahipal Rathod and today we have with us Mr. Jagdish Adahalli from Belgaum, Karnataka. Jagdish has scored rank 440 in the Civil Services exam 2019. Welcome to Study IQ, Jagdish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Jagdish is already an officer in the Karnataka State Services. He's a KAS officer, and being in the job, he has cracked the Civil Services exam, which is again an exemplary task because uh, working or under training, being under training for full time, and again preparing for CSE is not a small task. So he has successfully completed that. So we'll talk about his strategy, how did he prepare for prelims, mains, his time management strategy, everything in detail. Jagdish, let us start with your basic background info. Where do you belong from in Belgaum district, and what is your education? Where did you study from, and why did you get into civil services field? What brought you or what pulled you towards civil services?
Sir, I basically belongs to a village called Mole in the Kagwada Taluk of Belgaum district, that is in Karnataka. And I have completed my initial schoolings in up to 10th in my hometown itself. After that, I moved towards my district place for the graduation, that is BCom. And I completed my BCom in 2013. From then, I started my UPSC preparation. But there is a long story behind my UPSC preparation. Why I wanted to take UPSC? Because what happens is I am from basically a rural background. So in rural background, what happens is after 10th class, everybody wants to join army. I also had that dream. Up till 10th, up till 12th, after my 10th, I started trying for army selection. So, but what happened is after 12th, when I got first rank in my college, so I aimed for a higher thing. So that is why I joined a good college after that. Uh, During my graduation, again I vouched for chartered accountancy course. Initially, I cleared the CPT along with my BCom itself. I cleared the CPT, that is the first stage in CA, and along with that only, I also completed CA intermediate, that is IPSC. So, but in the final year of my graduation, there is one story happened that I must tell you here that my father is a driver in a sugar factory, sir, especially. So at that time in 2013, there were elections in my state. So he was driver for an observer who are usually IAS officers or IRS officers. So I came to know about the IAS then only.
Oh,
Initially, I did not had any about UPSC and IAS and anything. So I came to know about that, and they also told me about their style of working and whatever things they can do, the impact they can have on the rural area and the people. So I started developing interest in that. So I left my CA studies there only, and I immediately shifted my preparation towards the UPSC. And then they told about the coaching and all, how I have to prepare and all, what are the syllabuses and what all books to refer. So they recommended me a coaching institute in Delhi. So being a driver's son, so I could not afford the coaching at that time, but somehow I get the loan, and through that I joined the institute in Delhi. After that, I gave my first prelims in 2014, but I could not clear at that time. And in 2015 and 16, I cleared the prelims and wrote mains, but could not clear mains. Again in 2017, I could not clear the prelims, but at that time I slightly diverted towards my state services. That is why I now, as an assistant commissioner in revenue department, I am working as a probationer right now on special officer on COVID duty. And again in 2018, I cleared both prelims, mains, as well as, but I could not clear the interview. I could not make it to the final list. And again 2019, this year I have got for 40th rank. So compared to last two attempt, I have slightly changed my strategy. One thing is that I have changed my optional, especially before 2017 I had commerce and accountancy as an optional, but then there were some problems in that I could not do the justice to the subject. That reflected in my marks in both the mains 2015 and 16, and that also impacted my GS preparation, because the very syllabus was very vast and I could not able to give sufficient time for both the subject, both the optional and GS. But then in 2017, when I also started preparing for the state services, I took my optional as an Kannada literature. So in UPSC also I changed my optional, that is literature. That literature helped me in two ways. One thing, as I said, whatever disadvantages the earlier option was giving me, so these disadvantages now were removed. The first advantage is the literature compared to the other optional professional options, the syllabus is very compared to it is less, and because of that I could able to now give more time to the my GS preparation. So that is why in 2018 I think I also got the interview call. But being my first year in 2018 with Kannada as an optional, I could not able to give more time to the GS. But this time I give sufficient time to both the general studies as well as the optional. So that is why this is one thing I have got good rank for 40th rank in this year. So this was my UPSC journey basically.
So your journey has been a long one. You gave 6 attempts and you have succeeded in your
Yes.
6th attempt. So it does take perseverance, I must say. But
Yes, sir.
I wanted to know about your optional a little bit more. You said that you had taken up commerce and accountancy, which was your graduation subject, as an optional. It must have been the obvious choice, but you said you could not do justice to it. Now, most of the toppers or most of the teachers, they give the strategy that take your graduation subject as your optional. Why do you think that this problem arose that you could not carry on with commerce? And if what do you think must be the score criteria that at that point someone must think to change the optional? Can you guide the future aspirants regarding this, when to change your optional?
Sir, as you told that initially also I had this perception that my graduation subject will help me. But when I gave my first attempt, first mains and second mains, when I could not able to what complete the syllabus, entire syllabus, because the syllabus is vast, very vast. So I thought that I could not able to do the justice. If somebody thinks that, if somebody writes it in their first mains, if they write it, and they will get to know at what level they are doing justice to their subject. If they
Okay.
are okay with it, they can go ahead with it. But I was not okay with it after giving my second mains, so I changed it. So it is up to them that they have to whether continue or not. So they have to analyze their performance in the optional mainly, and it is they should also see that whether they are giving sufficient time to the GS papers, because nowadays the GS is also playing a very important role. So this also they have to look into it, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, what about your mains notes preparation? Did you make self notes or were you dependent completely on the material that is available in the market?
Sir, initially in first two mains I was dependent on the market materials mainly, but when I realized that it is not helping me to get much score, after that last year in 2018 I made my notes for some papers, that is paper 2 and for ethics. I at that time last year I could able to get more marks in both paper 2, GS2 and ethics. I could able to get 104 in last year in GS paper 2, and in GS4 also I have got more than 100 marks. So I thought ki making my self note is very advantageous. So this year what I did was I made notes for all the GS paper for GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, in that also, I did a priority wise. I selected 100 to 150 topics in each paper. Those are very probable topics. we get to know that probable these are the probable topics. When we take 3 to 4 institutions question papers, we'll get to know that what are the probable institution questions, and also the previous year UPSC question papers. They are continuously covering those areas only. UPSC is also continuously covering those areas. So if we have the notes of beforehand only, we can easily revise them 2 to 3 times, more than 5 times also. So if you revise more times, if you have exact material of 100 to 150 topics in each paper, so you'll revise more. When you revise more, whatever you have revised, you'll be able to write it in the exam exactly. Whatever data and whatever examples and whatever diagrams you have made in the notes, you'll be able to easily describe in your paper. So that thing helped me this year, and also I did the same thing for the optional as well.
Okay, okay. Did you refer to online materials during your preparation phase at any given point of time? I mean, when you started your preparation, there was not much online material available at that time. But in the past 2 to 3 years, did you refer to online materials as well?
Online material mainly in the sense that for a static paper, some of the topics which I could not use to cover earlier, I referred from the mainly the different institutes notes which I get through online. One thing, and the other thing, the current affairs, mainly current affairs. The in current affairs section, study IQ videos has helped me very much, because Prashant Dhawan sir, आप आपका videos और Ankit sir का economy videos were helped me very much to cover the current affairs especially. This is because you used to give the background of the topics, so that is what I needed, because as I was working also, so I could not able to get much time also, and I could not able to there was less time to read for the newspaper also. So in order to complete easily, so I referred a study IQ videos also. So these things, these online things helped me very much in my preparation, sir.
And I would like to add here for our subscribers and viewers that I wasn't aware about Jagdish till 2 days back. He found out my number from somewhere and he texted me that thank you for the lectures and they helped him. So we are very grateful as a teacher. That is the best message that we can receive, that in your success we could play a very small part. And we are always happy whenever we receive such messages. So, and then we spoke to Jagdish and here he is. We are interviewing him today. So I'm sure many of you watching this video today will be on Study IQ after 1 or 2 years. Okay. So moving on now, Jagdish, what was your strategy regarding ethics paper, GS4?
Sir, in initially what in I joined for Vajiram and Ravi Coaching Institute in 2013. So for first two my mains in 2015 and 16, I referred the class notes of Vajiram and Ravi. So after that, in the last year and before in 2018 and 19, I did refer Vajiram and Ravi notes, but along with that, there were some topics I could not covered, which are not covered in the Vajiram and Ravi. I used to refer various, for example, Lukman IAS notes, especially, and I used to refer the mainly the diagrams for every topic. I used to create diagrams which I have to make in the examinations. So I created quotations, especially quotations, examples, and diagrams for the ethics paper. Basic notes is there, but along with that, I separately made notes for the quotations, examples, and diagrams. So if you see it again and again, revise it again and again, you will, whenever you write the mock tests, you'll definitely going to write it in the exams. So if you do it continuously, that will be internalized within you, and it will be very helpful for the in the final exam.
Okay, okay. So while writing your answers, since you said that you made diagrams, etc., did you also use the different colors of pen or highlighted your main major points in the answers? Did you make your answer copy very colorful in all the mains papers?
No, sir, I have not used only I have used only one pen, sir. I have not used different pen.
Also, one more thing, there's always this doubt regarding whether one should write in points or whether one should follow the paragraph format. What did you prefer? What did you prefer?
Sir, it's a mixed kind of thing. You can't write all the points in what point wise or paragraph wise. Whenever you have to write the introduction in the paragraph wise, after that, when you give the next heading, below that you can start the main points. You can start in point wise. So again, in the end, you can conclude with the paragraph wise in conclusion, way forward or way forward.
Okay.
So it is mixed kind, both.
Okay. Now, coming to the interview part, you have given 2 interviews. So, how was your
Yes, sir.
experience in both the interviews? What was the major line of questioning, whether it was related to your optional or current affairs or your work, that is, working as an SDM or working as an assistant commissioner?
Sir, I expected the questions on my work profile, but there were not much questions. But the questions mainly revolves around the coronavirus.
Oh,
So, has the China really created the coronavirus at the mainly at the international perspective? And with respect to WHO, what are the weaknesses of WHO? Why it has not able to contain it? What are the problems in it? And about my district, they have also asked the question about sugarcane plantation in my district, and what about the disaster profile of my district. And also there were some questions on economy. What are the slowdown and recession? What is the present projection about the future growth profile of India? So the questions were diverse, mainly not related to only one area. So questions were diverse mainly, sir.
okay, okay. So, I think it's a good lesson that you should read up on the risk profile or the various profiles about your district, and especially disaster
Yes,
management
yes,
related topics as well. Right,
yes, yes,
right,
sir.
right. Okay. Now, talking about time management, you have given your last couple of attempts while already working or under training. Were you able to prepare
Yes, sir.
really for UPSC while already under training for KAS services? How did you manage both of them together?
Sir, I joined the service mainly after last year only, in 2019, after September, after giving my mains.
Okay,
So
okay.
it could not be much problematic for me.
All right, all right. I was not aware about the
So
timeline. I imagined that 2017 KAS must have been over by 2018. So my bad.
okay.
Anyways, so this was your sixth attempt and you got success finally. Since your past 5 years you have been preparing for this exam, what do you think would be your one key takeaway that you would like to give to the future aspirants as well? One advice or one some words of wisdom from your long journey.
Sir, every UPSC aspirants must have the patience. Patience and hard work are the two tools every UPSC aspirant must have. And if these are there with along with the right guidance, they will be definitely going to get the success in the examinations.
Jagdish, before finishing off, I had one question. I understand it could be a bit sensitive one. You said that your father worked as a driver. So how did you manage your expenses going to Delhi, taking coaching, staying there? Because we know it's not very cheap. It takes a lot of money staying there for years on end. So how did you manage, and what advice would you give to future aspirants who would want to go to metro cities and prepare?
Sir, basically, I use the different opportunities available through various state governments, and there are different organizations which are helping the students, especially. So, in the initial 1 year, I mainly took money from my parents. So, after that, what happened is our state government also provides the stipend. The students who are taking coaching in Delhi or in some cities like Hyderabad and Bangalore. So for 1 year, our state government has given me stipend monthly 10,000. And after that, there is one organization from the Gujarat, which is the Mission IAS and IPS. They selected me. I mainly wrote their entrance exam and I selected for the benefit. So they provided me free accommodation and fees for the test series. So after that, I am till my last year I was continued with the that organization only, and after that in between, what I used to do is, after my mains, I used to work in the coaching institutes, mainly for the evaluation section and content development. So for 2 years, I also worked as a content developer and evaluator. So with all these opportunities, I got. So because of that only today I got for 40th rank. So I must thank all of the organizations, sir, especially those who are helping the students. So your study IQ is also helping very much in this regard. So I should also thank you are also having a major role in my success.
No, it's I think very important part of the preparation that needs to be talked about openly. That how to financially sustain yourself while you are living in a metro city, or while even you are preparing from home full time. Since many of the aspirants do not have a job at that time, or they have left their jobs, so such open, frank answers are always appreciated. And you have shown some examples, or even mentioned the organizations that helped you. I'm sure they will be helpful for the other aspirants as well. So thank you so much,
Yes, sir.
Jagdish, for taking out the time for us. I know you are on COVID duty in Karnataka in your state, and I'm very much hopeful that you will be safe. You'll be giving the best in your service, in your current service, and in your future service as well. So from my entire team of Study IQ, I would like to thank you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.